We'll bring the Board of Works meeting to order. Were you given a chance to read the minutes from the previous meeting?
I'll make a motion to pass the minutes as read.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Okay, Lenny, I think you have a few things for the Board of Works. I have 4 things down here, so whatever you want to start with. The letter of resignation from the reserve first.
Sure.
Could be wrong.
Take it.
The first issue was, it was my fault. I just kind of slipped my mind, had a lot of things going on. But one of our reserves resigned back in end of October of last year, and I was going through some paperwork, and I found that letter when I was putting files away. So basically, he got another job, caused a lot of hours, couldn't make it, felt kind of bad, and thanked the department, Jared Fawcett, tried to make it work, and he just had a child yesterday because his wife was pregnant at the time, but they just had the baby yesterday. But he submitted his resignation, and I apologize for bringing that to your attention a few months late. So.
Okay. So we just have to make a matter of record.
Who is it?
Jared Fawcett on the police reserves. Is that letter is it in this packet, or do you have?
Here, if you want.
I emailed it to Phyllis.
Okay. Did you want to see it, Greg? Or?
Not necessary.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to make that a matter of record.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Okay. And then you can just step through whatever. I know you have a few items.
Okay. Obviously, you know, with we have a couple of openings. We had an interview with the mayor here in the chambers last week with Alexander Smith. Personally, I think he's a very impressive individual, and I would like to recommend that we proceed to hire him as our 19th officer. If you have any questions, I believe you can ask me, or I believe the mayor was going to talk to Tyler and Craig about it if he had any other input. But he passed everything, passed all the required testing to go to the hiring process, passed his polygraph, and I think he'd be a good fit for Decatur PD.
Yeah, he's definitely a very bright young man, well-spoken. Matter of fact, speaks a few different languages. I think that's a bonus. I think he's done a lot. He's had a few different security detail jobs, and I think he really wants to get onto a smaller town police department.
What's his name?
Alex. Oh, go ahead.
Alexander Smith.
He's currently renting an apartment in Bluffton, but I think he said in time he would be willing to move. And
Correct.
He was excited about getting on a full-time somewhere.
Do we need a motion? You recommended we hire him?
Correct, yes.
I'll make a motion that we hire Alexander Smith as our next police officer.
Second.
A motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Okay. And you have another one you want to talk about, right?
Yes. You know, before this individual approached us, we were advertising to replace Reed Arnold. He'll be our 20th officer. He reached out to us. He's going to be a lateral. He's from Portland, PD with 3 years experience. As of today, we only have 5 applications out. It's not a very sought-out profession hardly anymore, but this individual has some ties here in Adams County, and we kind of gave him a tour of the city, some of the guys on the department. Decatur PD offers a little bit more range of benefits that he's really interested in. As I said before at the last meeting, we went all out and talked to a lot of prominent people in the law enforcement field and some of his co-workers, and they all said this individual is a very impressive young man. To move forward, we also gave him a polygraph test, and he did pass the polygraph testing for hiring. I would like to proceed to hire Jag Nunez to fill that 20th spot.
I met Mr. Nunez too. I think Craig, you met him the other day too.
Yeah.
Another very well-spoken young man. He's been an officer for a few years down in Portland. I think it's a real bonus for us to grab a lateral. You can skip some costs with perf and some costs with the academy.
Yep, I roughly estimated with this perf testing, already completed his ALEA fees and, you know, the time he's down there, food, hotel, and then plus clothes to attend the academy. It's a little over $3,000 he's saving the city. Everything that I have to do, what I just said, I have to do for Alexander Smith if he passes his perf psychological and physical exam. And right there alone is about $1,400.
Mm-hmm.
Does that factor in paying someone down at the academy? I mean, I assume they get paid while they're down there, correct?
Correct.
That's probably not in that number, is it?
You know, in ours, Tyler, is that when the contract, you know, they signed the 5-year contract. If they would leave, they would have to pay every cent back that we put in. It's prorated 1 year after 20%.
Right, but like that $3,000, that's almost just for the testing. That doesn't even count the hours we're paying them to.
Right. He's saying if you're paying him hourly to be down there,
correct,
that would be another cost you'd have for somebody.
How long are they at the academy?
16 weeks.
So we basically pay them 16 weeks, 5 days a week for
4 months.
Yeah.
I'm happy this come at the right time for
Right.
me for a lateral. It's not too. It's very rare that someone from a smaller department, I should say smaller, about equal as ours, don't want to go to a bigger department like Fort Wayne or something like that. Like I said, he has ties here. We do offer, I consider a wide more benefits for an officer, and he was very surprised about what Decatur PD has offered compared to his department and some surrounding ones too.
Right. I think it's a really good chance to pick up a lateral, that's for sure. That doesn't happen very often for us.
I was impressed with him.
I got to meet him too, so.
Okay. Oh, good. That's right. Okay.
You make a motion? I'll make a motion that we hire Jag Nunez as a lateral police officer for Decatur Police Department.
Second.
Okay, motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. I believe you want to talk about laterals.
I'm just throwing this out there to the Board of Works. It seems it's very common that police departments are offering some type of bonus for laterals that come to their department. You know, Fort Wayne's been throwing a lot of good benefits out there, more pay. So departments our size, I gave you some examples there in the packet I gave you, where some departments are offering a sign-on bonus. I reached out a while ago to Elkhart and Goshen PD, asked them if I could have a copy of their ordinance, which they were willing to give to me, and I thanked them. And it's just a wide variety of when you get an officer on, it kind of gives an incentive to come to a department where they can get a little extra because of their years' experience. What I'm looking for is what I gave to you just to kind of review. I'm looking for like Jag Nunez, a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Reason I I picked that number. I think it's a fair number, you know. If you look at Goshen, I think they were offering like $8,000. Obviously, we're not going to pay no $8,000. But if we give some type of incentive like that, when we have a future opening, Bluff is not offering that. The Sheriff's Department's not offering that. I think that'll really appeal to people to apply if they see some type of sign-on bonus. When I gave some examples there, they're offering, as soon as you pass the FTO program, you'll get a week's vacation. You'll get some comp time. I'm not looking at that. You know, I think that that could be going into some uncharted waters we've been there before, to give someone hours that they haven't worked. But I think a sign-on bonus is fair. The reason I'm kind of pushing this because I think hopefully we don't have any more future openings, but I'd like to have a lateral program set up. Maybe it can start with Mr. Nunez because he is under a contract right now. And he's got to pay 66% of his contract back to Portland. He's still coming here, and he owes $7,904.26, which I think that's, I don't know what they're charging, but I think that's kind of outrageous, but that's not my department. But I think if I can offer him a sign-on bonus of $2,000, that would, you know, kind of help alleviate that. Plus, also, he's still saving the city money by coming over to our department. It's just something to look at, review if you like. This is just a rough draft. I'm sure Councilor probably wants to look at it. I kind of piggyback on Elkhart. You know, where they get to $2,000 up front? No, they wouldn't. In ours, it would be a 3-payment plan. One is 1/3 of it, of the $2,000 when they get hired, and then they get the other third when they pass the 3-month FTO training program, and they get the final third when they have their off their 1-year probation. I think that's fair. You know, you give someone up front. You know, maybe they might try to go to another department and try to get another sign-on bonus. I'm just speculating, but I think that's kind of fair as they get rewarded for each step they go through the department. But again, it's just a rough draft. I'm just throwing it out there. I told Jag I was looking toward this at one time. I think I talked about it off the record with some people, but I think this will be a good thing to attach laterals over to our department if we ever need them again. Now, is it automatic I'm going to recommend hire lateral? Probably. I'm not going to say it's going to be 100% guarantee, because a lot of times when someone leaves the department, it could be another department's headache.
Right.
I would do the same thing like we did with Jag Nunez. We check with all those people, see what kind of references, work performance. But when this young man said he was a good kid, just looking for a better department to work at. So if he was a troublemaker, causing problems at work, I probably wouldn't even offer the polygraph, because based on some of the prominent people that we talk to, like prosecutors, chiefs, whatever, that they say, no, this guy just doesn't want to work, he's a pain, I probably wouldn't look any further. But Jag didn't meet those, didn't have any of that stain on his record.
All right. Yeah, I think you're going the right direction. I think it's probably the right thing to do to have some kind of a policy for laterals or something, you know. I think when you said $3,000, I think that's pretty conservative. I think, like Tyler said, when you start adding their salaries while they're down there, their benefits while they're there, you're looking at probably more in the range of $6,000 or $7,000 that it's saving you by not having to send somebody to the academy and everything else. So it's, I mean, that's, if we can get one, yeah, that's great.
Okay, I have two questions, and one, are you suggesting that you're requesting the Board of Works to approve the lateral payment to Mr. Nunez? And secondly, if somebody is paid the bonus and then leaves within 5 years to go someplace else, does that get rolled into what we recoup or not?
Yeah, I think if you look at there was something like he'd be exempt, like disability if he gets injured on the job where he can't. But there is a penalty in there about that.
In here or in the contract?
I think I have it in the lateral program. I didn't mess with the contract. I just kind of left that separate. Maybe look some guidance on that. Maybe it has to be put in the contract for lateral.
I think you may want to have a policy, but I think you may want to put it in the contract. If your intent is that you want to recoup that should he leave within 5 years of coming on the PD.
Correct.
And I guess that would be as simple as, would you just update the contract
Yeah,
that says
you
if you received a
Right.
bonus as a lateral, then that would be...
That also is something that potentially is reimbursable.
I just don't the idea, if you guys are receptive to it, yeah, of course, I would like to, get it right away, but I'm just telling you, I think that's what I think we should do to attract future candidates that may not want to go to a bigger department, but they want to go to a department the size they are working, but they offer a little bit more benefits, we not just talking with him, they don't have off-duty guns and ARs, they don't have take-home cars, they share a car, they don't have department cell phones, they don't have a $1,000 clothing allowance. Our insurance is a little bit better, so he saw that as we talked to him about it, it just appealed to him. And
So let me ask you this, and I don't know where this comes out of the budget though. Like when you send somebody down and you pay during the academy, or if you were going to do these bonus for transfers, where does that money come out of?
well, like the academy, the ones we send down, that comes out of local law. The training fees and the food and fuel to go down back and forth. Then the pay will come out of the 411 police budget. I think I can pay the $2,000 bonus out of my 411 budget right now because I have 2 openings right now. There's just money sitting there, so obviously I talked to Phyllis, see if she agreed with that or not.
I don't know what extra you have in there. So you do have extra in there to pay that.
If not, I can possibly pay out of the clothing allowance because there's 2 officers not going to get clothing allowance this year. There's money in there also. I mean, I would find some way, I would confer with the city clerk to see if I can do it that way, get her input.
So I guess we got 2 things in front of us. If we want to give
I want to
this,
clear this up first.
if we want to give this new lateral a sign-on bonus, and then coming up with a policy.
Right.
Right.
Let me ask you a question. Are you making a recommendation that we hire Jag Nunez as a lateral
Yes.
employee? All right. I'll make a motion that we do that.
Which we did that.
Yeah,
We already did.
I second that.
Okay. What's our cost and expense to send him to the academy per lie detector, all the stuff as a pre-qualified police officer?
I'm going to say
Along with
roughly,
salaries and time, the whole smash,
I'd have to say somewhere around the $6,000.
$6,000. Okay. And on that, we pay, with the uniforms and things like that, we just absorb that cost? If they leave, there was something about 20% a year for 5 years, right?
That's a contract, yeah.
And when I ask about that, what is the total cost of that we would consider in the 5 years that they would pay back? It's probably moving every year with inflation.
Well, I think what you have to look at is what does the current contract require to be reimbursed? Because there may be certain portions of these expenses that you're alluding to, Craig, that aren't necessarily covered as reimbursable expenses.
Right.
I don't think the salary part is. I think it's the training, the clothing, that sort of thing, the equipping. Those are all things that get reimbursed, but the salary that's paid doesn't.
Right. So what's that number, we think?
Well,
Exclusive
each
of-
officer's been different because it depends on what they need when they come in.
Yeah.
So,
I would say exclusive of salary, Lenny, is it probably $3,000 to $3,500, somewhere in there, or?
I'd say around that area.
So I would say I'm comfortable with offering the new hire a $2,000 sign-on bonus to help him get out of what he's at now. I guess I'd make that motion for that officer.
At 2,000? Okay.
Because we would have to pay $3,000 to send somebody down there. Plus we would have to pay wages, so we're still way ahead
Right.
on hiring somebody that doesn't have any.
I agree.
And it would be payable the way Lenny suggested in this proposal, or?
Correct, but we need to make sure that it's in the contract that we get reimbursed for that amount if he leaves any earlier than,
Okay.
I'd like it tied to whatever the other contract is.
This one here said something about, is it 1 year?
Yes.
He has to stay with us at least 1 year?
I think Lenny wants to pay it out.
Yeah, I saw 667.
That's that 2,000 payable 3 times,
Right.
or in 3 installments.
3 installments.
But if you want to put that 2,000 into the contract, that's
Something
going to be
that's
reimbursed if he
reimbursable.
leaves within 5
5
years.
years.
I think that just has to be written that way.
That's all I'm thinking.
I'd like
I
that.
think it's a great idea that we have an incentive for them to come. We don't have to pay all that big money.
Do you pay them to go to the academy?
All right.
I'm sorry.
Are they paid to go to the academy?
Are they paid at, while they're at the academy?
Yeah,
Yeah, they get
they
a,
are. Okay.
Like an
yeah, they
hour.
put well in over 40 hours a week over there, but we only pay them for 40. Sometimes they got classes at night. Right now, I'm kind of saving a little bit of money because Colin Torson is doing 4 weeks of online at the
Right.
PD because of COVID restrictions down there. He'll report February the 15th, and he'll be back in the middle of April, which is really good for us because he'll really help fill that void on patrols.
Yeah. So he's getting to do 4 weeks of the academy online.
Let me ask this, if you don't mind. 1/3 would be paid upon appointment, $666.66. 1/3 would be paid upon successful completion of field training and officer program. When is that scheduled?
3 months.
In 3 months?
In 3 months.
Okay. And then remaining 1/3 would be paid upon successful completion of 1 year probationary period. So basically, we're looking at $666.66 and 3 months another.
Yes.
You think that's enough?
Well, like,
I would like, before we get into that conversation, I'd like to approve my motion, or if you would be interested in approving the motion to this new hire, then talk about the other program.
About writing the actual...
Yeah.
Tyler's got a motion on the floor that he approves paying the lateral bonus to Jack.
Like you said,
I'll second.
3 times. And then it'd be reimbursed, it'd be part of the reimbursement too, you have to pay that.
Okay, so I have a motion to pay the new lateral transfer, $2,000 over the 3 installments as written in that policy. But it has to be added to the reimbursement in case they leave.
Correct.
And then we'll look at writing our own policy soon,
Okay.
I guess. Okay.
That's all I was wanting, some clarity. So basically, if they stick with us a year, they get the probationary 2,000 lateral move.
Well, that's for this hire. Now, my next question is that...
But we have a motion and a second for that right now.
Yes.
Any more discussion on that one?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay.
Okay. So now on this, I don't know, do you think $2,000 is enough as a sign-on bonus to attract a lateral? Now, that being said, with this guy came to us anyway,
Right.
different situation that's now been agreed upon, but do we need to attract laterals? Like, I mean, Fort Wayne steals every police officer we have from us. And I would say by the math, we're paying $10,000 to train somebody by the time we pay for their schooling and their hours down there at that schooling. I'm not saying it needs to be 10, but is 2,000 enough as a...
I think if you guys want to investigate all this stuff that he gave us today, what the other cities are doing, I think maybe we can come up with what we think.
Because Lenny's still going to, or whoever police chief is still going to interview that person to see if they're better
Right.
than someone new coming on. But
Yeah, we want to know why they left, where
if
they
we can get a
leaving.
good candidate over, I think we're farther ahead.
I agree.
So we have
100%.
some
That's kind of where I was leading to, Tyler.
Right.
Yeah, like Elkhart has, depending on the years of service when they leave, it could be a $3,500 or $7,500 bonus.
and they offer, I was looking at Indiana Law Enforcement Only on Facebook, where a lot of policemen are advertising for laterals and job openings. You know, some offer tuition assistance, some offer vacation right up front. You know, because if we hire an officer like Alex Smith, he's got to wait a full year before he gets 1 week's vacation.
Right.
Here we have a 3-year veteran basically just starting over, but he's more qualified and just got to learn our demographics of our city before he's cut loose and know how we do things around here. They also offer, you know, a certain amount of sick time, also comp time. I was just trying to keep it simple. And my mind was, obviously we can't compete with Fort Wayne, but maybe somebody that's a department our size would like to come to us because not only we offer better benefit package, but also a signing bonus to attract them. Obviously, you know, I can't compete with Fort Wayne, you know, and say, hey, you'll get this much, and then a year later you'll jump up $6,000. I know that's unrealistic. It wouldn't be fair to the officers that have been there for a period of time. But it was just something to kind of attract attention and see how that works. And if it doesn't work out, maybe I need to come back, maybe raise the bar a little bit, but I was just trying to kind of do the see what you guys thought about it. Obviously, you guys are interested, I'm glad, but I'm good whatever you guys decide, because I'm just trying to keep people here and then attract some good young officers. Experienced officers, I should say, too.
So you guys want to take these under advisement and look at them and
Yeah.
see what you think?
Yeah, because Mr. Nunez cannot start until Phyllis does the paperwork for perf, until she gets contacted, yep, he's ready to go. So it could be another 2 to 3 weeks, maybe
Okay.
more.
So if I'm getting this right, we're just going to add $2,000 to Jag's pay when he starts, and then we're going to add, if he doesn't stay here 5 years, to that contract for right now, right?
No.
No.
666, 66, signing bonus,
This way.
FTO,
Oh, okay.
which would be about 3 months, and then after 1 year probation, he gets the
So
final
Tim's
payment.
going to need to drop the agreement, right?
It's in here.
No, I mean,
Well,
this is a different, this is just a sample.
Right.
But Tim will have to draw up an agreement that Nunez will sign.
Well, the contract
Right.
is what he signs, but that will include this provision that if he gets a bonus, he has to reimburse it if he leaves within 5 years, based on a prorated.
But I'm going to need something for the salary ordinance, because I'm going to pay him differently than
Right.
anyone else. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you're gonna
So I'm
need
going to need some kind of agreement that says, you
some
guys are
some
authorizing me
agreement
to
that
pay
the board
him
has
more.
approved a bonus, lateral bonus payment,
Just
that'll be-
kind of like what we did for Brooke.
Like we did with Blaze, yeah. And it's something just has to be in writing that she can show the
Okay.
state board if they ask.
Yeah, I can get something put together.
Okay.
Lenny, they're willing to move here,
Yeah,
these officers?
yep. He's currently, like Jag Nunez, he lives in Winchester, drives the Portland PD, but he has ties in Adams County. His uncle is Dean Amstutz, the Byrne CSI sergeant, and also our Adams County coroner. That's his uncle. And he's got a cousin, Peter Amstutz, who's a deputy, who said that he could live with him until he finds a place down here. So he's kind of, I'm trying to slow him down, he's kind of put the cart before the horse, but he's excited about coming, I get it. I got Gabe Schwaller calling me every day if his paperwork came in yet, and I said no. He wants to start too. We're just waiting on some paperwork for him to get started. So,
But to answer your question, he's more than willing to move to Decatur.
Yeah.
That's right.
If you would, Lenny, give me, names, addresses, whatever, so I can put this in.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then you also have I think Phyllis might have it. We need to approve the SRO contract for 2021 for Officer Trent Bussey at the high school.
So do we need a motion on that contract we just did, or did we just close that? The 666, 66, 60?
We
You
already.
guys did make a motion.
Yeah, Tyler
for
made a
that.
motion, you seconded.
Okay, so we're covered there.
We're covered there. But then I need to draw up something from
agreement.
Phyllis that allows her to pay that out of whatever fund she needs
And
to.
then Craig, we just need to decide how we want to move forward in the future.
Right, that's,
It'd be nice to have it on paper before.
It would.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. I
so
think
that
so.
if you have an opening and you're gonna go out and try to find a lateral, you've got a policy you can put out there.
Yep. I agree. So,
SRO.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chief and I met with Mrs. Hyatt and Trent Bussey at the high school, and it was a nice negotiation talking about the contract. Trent had a little thing he wanted to change about vacation time, and she was more than willing to work with us. So it was great. Mrs. Hyatt was great to work with.
Yeah.
So what do we need to know about that?
We're just need to make a matter of record, right?
Yeah, we calculate what the school reimburses us for the year, and then they approve it, and then now we need you guys to approve that also, the Board of Works to approve the new contract for 21.
Okay.
How much is the school reimbursing?
The school reimburses us 70% of his pay and benefits.
Okay.
And nothing changed from last year other than the increase that everyone else got, right? Basically, or
Yeah, it was the only vacation time that was changed in it, right?
Yes.
In the contract?
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we accept. You looked over it, Dan, and Lenny looked over it, and you
Trent
guys
looked over
negotiated.
it. He gave it a thumbs up.
All right, I'll make a motion that we accept the school resource officer contract for 2021.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay.
And that authorize, who signs it?
And
Dan.
along with
Dan.
that, if we could we authorize our mayor to
Right.
sign for it?
Second.
Yeah. Motion and second to authorize me to sign it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Okay, Lenny, I think that's it. Yep.
Thank you very much,
Thanks,
appreciate
Lenny.
it.
Thank you. Okay. Tim, did you want to discuss the extension on the Burnwell lease, or are we going to talk about that?
I talked to Kevin and Dan about this briefly, but one thing that we may want to look into is whether we can meet with the current owners of the property where we have our wells down in Burn to extend the lease. I think it goes right now out to 2055, but we're building a new plant that's going to have a life expectancy that goes beyond that. So, that plant is fed by that well field. So what I would recommend is that you reach out to the owners to see if it would be possible to get an extension of that. I think it makes sense. Because it's my understanding that the city's had a good working relationship over the years with the current owners, but if that property transferred to somebody else, that may not be the case. So,
Who are the owners?
Orland Lehman.
Yeah, Orland has been great to work with over the years with that lease and with the just the ground that's on his field down there that we use for the wells. It's been a great working relationship.
Do we have a first right of refusal on the property at the time of... I was under the impression maybe we did. We don't?
I don't think
You know,
so.
reviewing the
Kevin, we don't,
Do
there's
we have a first
nothing.
right of refusal?
Don't believe so.
If possible, in the negotiations, I think it'd be a great opportunity to at least have first right of refusal on that property, at least for the wells, in the negotiation of the
Because is
contract.
the lease tied to the property now or not? It's just we lease it from him. If he were to sell it, would they have to honor
They would have to honor the lease, but only through 2055.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says that they would have to allow us to continue to lease it.
Exactly.
So,
My only thinking is, Tyler, if we could carry out with the lease and just toss that in as an extra thing at least at the end of the lease, we might not be here, but I'm just saying, at least we're not sacrificing the city of Decatur. We have an opportunity to at least have first right of refusal to purchase that acre of ground and the access to get to it, or whatever it be, where the well at.
I'm amiss. I didn't understand that it could be that short term. I mean, that's never been discussed.
well,
But I remember talking about it before.
And maybe I
one
just
time.
didn't ask the right question.
But my only point is, I think it'd be a great idea, if you recommend that in the contract, to at least bring up an opportunity at that time of the closing of a second opportunity to at least have first right of refusal on that property, which would be, we as a city would then they would have to get 2 or 3 estimates, just unless the world changes,
When does it terminate?
But we want to get that in. I think we want to get
2055
that.
right now.
55.
and Kevin,
What'd you say?
2055.
how many acres does our well field sit on? Do we know?
We got 2 down there?
There's 2 wells there. They're probably 3 acres, yeah.
Is it, I'll have to look at
They're
them.
just off the road, and there's a lane that goes to each, but
Okay.
they're probably an acre and a half apart.
Yeah, it's possible that you could, maybe the city would even, as part of the negotiations, be willing to get a survey done of where the wells are, and kind of carve that out, and that's what we're asking for a first right of refusal or an option to purchase. Because we're not looking to do that on the entire farm, is that right?
You say that river
I mean,
never
we're not
dries
looking
up.
to buy the
That
entire
South
farm,
River
we're just
gets
looking,
burned, they say it's
Yeah,
kind
so-
of-
We pay them by the gallon then, Kevin?
Yeah, we just,
No.
it goes up yearly.
It's a yearly contract.
Per well.
$1,700 a have a rent for that?
During negotiations, and I'm just talking out loud here, we might come up with some type of a value for that 3 acres and just purchase it.
That's what I was... Well, if they're willing to sell it.
If they're willing to sell it,
Right.
that would be my first order of business. Would be, all right, we've got this scheduled, and we don't know I don't know how old the gentleman is, or the family, or whatever is that owns the actual property. If there's an opportunity for us to negotiate at this time and purchase that 3 acres,
Right.
and if he says no, then if we would like to extend our contract, and maybe at the end of our contract, we have another opportunity to purchase, and if not that, then extend it on with a first right of refusal at the end of the second negotiation.
Yeah. I mean, my guess is, you know, from his perspective, if he's got a commitment from us that we're paying $1,700 a well, and we've got 2 wells, that's $3,400 each year through 2055. You know, the purchase price to bring that to current value, you know, there's going to be some discounting, but nonetheless, you're looking at a pretty hefty price tag.
Is it $1,700 for both?
So 800.
All right, okay. So if you actually look at that,
To 1,100.
1,700 is about,
Yeah.
paying basically about $650, $650 an acre per year,
Right.
and that's right-of-ways and things like that.
The problem is, from his perspective, he probably has a low basis in the property, so if he sells it to the city, he's going to have some capital gain, right?
Right, but on a 100-acre farm, what's 3 acres? He might want to get out of it. I'm just saying, I like to exercise all options.
Absolutely, I think it's
possible.
The well area is 50 by 50,
Right.
lane to it, and then the other one's 50 by
Right,
50.
Right, which means you need access with the lane to get to it. You need to be able to pull the well with a pump or with a crane and do any maintenance or repairs on it. Does he actually maintain and repair it, or we?
We do.
Okay. Because, you know, if the gentleman if he bought that ground for $100 an acre, and he sees money coming up in it, and, you know, he could pass it on to but he might just say, yeah, I'll sell you the ground. In my opinion, that's not a bad idea.
So are we giving somebody the authority to discuss with him, or?
I think whoever negotiates a contract, if I'm not out of line, Tyler, at this time, we contact him, see if we can get an appointment with him, discuss the opportunity of purchasing the land, the 3 acres or whatever, the easement right-of-ways, to get to the 50 by 50 2 times at the wells, see if he's interested in doing that, and maybe purchase him out of it right now, at today's money. If not, wait till our lease expires and see if he'll give us a first right of refusal at that time. If not, then let's extend it for another 30 years till we get way, way beyond, and then ask for a first right of refusal on that. And I would ask that whoever's going to be the negotiator, be it the water department or the mayor, that the mayor has the opportunity to sign for that in the negotiations. Is that a lot?
No, I understand.
Do you guys like that idea, or you think that's a bad idea?
I think it's
I think it's a good idea. I think,
Yeah.
but I think Kevin can maybe set up an appointment with him to talk to him about it.
I agree. If you want to, but I'd also give the mayor the opportunity to sign for it in that motion. That's a long motion, sorry, fellas.
Yes, it is.
You want to repeat that?
Sure.
Barb's already got
So
all that.
basically, Craig has made a motion to exhaust all options as either
Well, I think
trying
there's
to extend the
three
lease,
options
buy the
here.
property.
First of all would be contact them and see if they're interested in selling the ground to the city of Decatur with easements and right-of-ways for the 3-acre ground. If they're willing to do that, we do it. And would give you signatory opportunity of negotiation. If not, at the end of the lease that we already currently have, to give us a first right of refusal on that, and if not, to extend it for another, whatever you guys think, 30 years, whatever the property owner's willing to do, with a first right of refusal on that, and an option to purchase at those times. There's people...
Yep, no, I understand.
Okay.
I totally understand it. So I have a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I
Opposed, same sign. Okay.
hope that wasn't too confusing.
Nope. We'll move on it.
I think it's an economic way to do it.
No,
Yep.
but I think it needs to be addressed, because you're going to build a plant that has a life expectancy far beyond
What the wells, yeah, the
what
lease is.
the well leases. You wanna make sure you have access to that water.
Nope, I agree.
And it's on the
Yeah, the
largest
district material.
aquifer that goes through the United
That's
States.
the Hayes River.
It's the Hayes River,
Yeah.
and we know what the water's like, and...
Right.
Yep.
Yep, I agree. Okay, next on the agenda. We have bids for street material, equipment, and labor for 2021.
If you want to make the legal, I advertised this in the newspaper, if we're going to make the legal matter record, that we're going to accept bids for this.
Okay. Get the legal here. You need to make a matter of record, the advertisement.
So moved.
What is this again, a legal meeting?
This is a legal notice for the bids for street material, equipment, and labor for the year 21.
No, that's next, I'm just waiting.
Okay.
And this is street materials.
Street material, equipment, and labor.
It's your annual asphalt stone.
And everybody I contacted to submit a bid did, so that was a good thing. Here you
Wow.
go. Happy opening.
Was there a motion and second to make that a matter
I
of
think
record?
Craig didn't second.
Did you second, Craig? I made the
Second.
motion.
We have motion second for the legal advertisement. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. So are these all different things?
Holy cow.
Yes, there's some stone bids, there's asphalt, and some are
Which
equipment and
which
labor.
ones do you want me to read? I'm not reading them all.
Well, you just,
Well,
really, we'll take them
I
out
don't
of the
think you're all
advice.
gonna read any of them,
Yeah.
just make sure that the legal's there.
Yeah, all the front paper.
Make sure your legal end's covered, and then I'll go through them.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll just ask him to take them under.
Yeah.
This one's from Wayne Asphalt.
Okay, the first bid submitted is from Wayne Asphalt. They bid on bituminous materials, emulsifiers, hot mix. Form 96 is submitted, properly signed. There's various bids on various materials, so these are things that Jeremy will have to look at.
Usually they bid on everything.
Right. You put it back.
Okay. This one's from Fleming Excavating.
And plumbing's another one that bids on everything.
Okay, the next bid is submitted by Fleming Excavating. It's a bid for street materials, equipment, and labor. Again, they submit bids on equipment, various items of stone. 2, 10, 53, and 73s are 1585. There's other stone that's quoted. Form 96 is submitted. It's properly signed and notarized. Bid bond is submitted with bid.
Okay. This one is from Stone Street Quarry.
Okay. Next bid is submitted by Stone Street Quarries out of Hoagland. There's quotes submitted out of the Poe Quarry for various limestone, gravel. Form 96 is properly signed and notarized. And not much is filled out on it, so I'll let you look at that, Jeremy.
It's usually just stone.
All right. And I do not see a bid bond. All right, I'll let you look it over.
Okay, this one is Luganville Excavating.
Next bid submitted is by Luganville Excavating, Decatur.
Burn, actually.
What's that?
Burn.
Or Burn, I'm sorry. This appears to be for equipment
And like,
rental. 496. Surety bond is, there's a letter extending a surety bond submitted from Cincinnati Insurance. It's properly signed. The bid bond is not there, but there's a commitment for the extension of it.
we've allowed that in the past.
Brooks Construction.
Next bid is submitted by Brooks Construction out of Fort Wayne. Looks like there's hot mix, asphalt bids submitted. Various equipment, and costs related to that. Bid bond is submitted. $196 is submitted, signed and notarized.
KBO Transport out of Portland.
Next bid is submitted by KBL Transport out of Portland, Indiana. Oh, is it? 196 is submitted, signed, notarized. Financials. Various items are bid for asphalt, also equipment. I did not see a bid bond, so Jeremy, you'll have to look through this again.
This is from U.S. Aggregates.
Okay, next bid submitted is from U.S. Aggregates out of Richmond, Indiana. This looks like it was not an original signature. price list. They quote various stone. No bid bond. Signatures are not original.
So we have 2 stone quarries that have not met the requirements. That's interesting. Well, 2 that we've got.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right, I make a motion that we allow Department Head Jeremy Gilbert to take that under advisement and get back with us.
I do have some thoughts on that, Tim. I will email you
Okay.
about the quarries.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Quotes for the Phase 3 of 2nd Street project? That was here? Just the 2 envelopes?
Yes.
Okay.
Phase 3 of the 2nd Street project would be from Jefferson Street to the alley exit. This would be concrete only.
Just pavers too, or just concrete?
Concrete only.
Okay. So concrete, extending the project from Phase 3, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Phase 4 is your roundabout in 20.
Right, so Jefferson Street just on down towards the Five Points project.
To about the alleyway, is that?
It's to the alley.
Yeah, okay,
So we stay out of the construction limits.
okay.
Okay, first, these were quotes,
Right,
correct?
these are just quotes, yeah.
Okay, the first quote was submitted by TG Concrete, LLC out of Decatur. Total for both sides of the street, $66,540. $66,540. The second bid is submitted by Lighter Concrete of Decatur. The total for both sides of the street, $67,440. $67,440.
I would ask that you table that for 2 weeks till we get the electrical quote, and Phyllis and I have an opportunity to look at all the numbers that we've opened since December,
Okay.
and see exactly what we can do.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second to table these. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Do you want these or?
Yeah, I'll make copies of them and give them to Phyllis.
Was there a Phase 2 that was ever approved, or?
Yes. Well, it's all tabled.
It's all tail?
It's all tabled until Tom gets with me with the electrical and stuff. And then the rest of them get with me with the bricks and the trees and the tree grades and all that stuff.
No further phases at this moment or plans?
No. It will stop at the end of Phase 3. And then in 23, we'll have to appropriate money for our budget year 23. When the intersection happens, to pay for the additional, the lights and anything extra that we want to end up
Right,
with.
but Phase 2 was, in theory, we were going to do Phase 2 last year, but we held off, correct?
Yes, and then that was the carryover.
For
We
the,
have Phase 3.
Yeah.
They'll do 2 and 3 this
We'll do
year.
23 this year. It will get us caught back up from what we did do last year.
Or
And
about-
then we're set in 22 with nothing in that area on this end. And then we'll have to set aside, because like lighting, decorative lighting, everything's going to be 100% ours. So we will have to pay the contractor, whoever does the intersection project, separately from the construction dollars, or anything that we choose we want instead of us.
Okay.
Did you make the motion to take it under?
I said so moved.
Yep. Yep.
Tyler's thinking.
Tyler's second.
Oh yeah, I think last, Jeremy has asking for permission to dispose of some old equipment.
Okay, before Mother Nature set in the last few days, we've been slowly cleaning house, outside and inside down there, getting rid of this stuff that's been laying around for several years. Over the past 5 years, we've updated some of our equipment, some dump truck bodies or beds, some snow plows, just stuff like that. This stuff has no value whatsoever. Scrap price is up right now. I've been kind of waiting for the scrap to come up because I'm going to have to pay some trucking to get rid of this stuff, to put it on a semi to take it to Fort Wayne. So, with your permission, I'd like to finish cleaning house down there and get rid of these miscellaneous items that we really have no use for. It's all rusted out. It's absolutely worth nothing.
Okay.
If you can envision a salt truck for, it was a 99, it was original bed. I hauled salt around since 1999. You can about imagine what kind of shape the bed's in.
Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to make a motion to find that this property has no fair market value, and that you authorize Jeremy to dispose of it for salvage value only.
Correct.
So moved.
If it has value, then there's a process that you have to go through to sell it, so.
There's absolutely no value there.
How about if we just say, give Jeremy a motion that he can scrap this?
That's what I'm saying, yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely has no value. We've patched it too many times the way it is.
Okay. So I have a motion to take this no value equipment and let Jeremy dispose of it for salvage value.
Waste, I guess would be the better way to say it.
Motion to scrap unvalued property.
Yep.
Second.
A motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Thanks.
So you need me for the next one.
What's that? Yeah, the Brooks Construction Pay Request. Do you need Jeremy's for that one?
To approve that pay request.
If you want to just explain it.
What's that?
Do you want to explain it? I kind of got it all, I don't know if you can do mine, but that was your portion of what we're supposed to pay.
As you know, what we're trying to do here, let me back up a little bit further, is to close out the last community crossings grant that we have. We'll not be able to fully close it out until spring, till Three Rivers Barricade can come and finish center line markings, the stop bars, the crosswalk, stuff like that. But what I would like to do is pay Brooks Construction with your approval for all the asphalt and milling work. And it's no fault to Brooks that they didn't get the pavement markings down because we delayed them about 6 weeks with some issues that we had on our project. Their total that we owe Brooks is $687,126.13 with less 10% retention. So the current due at this point is $618,413.52. We have received money from NDOT that exceeds this amount for the grant. So we will be paying out of the grant fund $463,810.14, with so far the city's match of $154,603.38.
I'll make a motion that we pay the amount owed to Brooks for the Crossroad grant, or paving.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And we're quite a ways
Close,
under
same sign.
budget, so there's no change. Just to let you guys know of what we would be paying and what NDOT would be paying. We'll actually owe NDOT money back. I believe it was over $100,000 wasn't it, Phyllis? that we would owe NDOT. I can't remember what the number that you gave me, but it was considerable amount.
I'd imagine they'd like to see that back.
They won't forget that.
They'll invoice us for that.
They will
I'm just saying,
invoice us once,
it's
yeah.
a pretty positive thing to stay under budget with the grant, and it's got to give us a great look coming forward that we
It does. We've always given them money back the last couple cycles, so,
probably why we receive it.
but it's...
Thank you, Jeremy, well done.
And we will, like I said, probably in March, when the pavement temperature gets warmed up, March, April, we will actually be able to finish out the rest of the grant.
Yep.
Is it already paid for Three Rivers to come in and do the striping and that
No,
stuff?
no, we will be billed separately for
Okay.
that. So NDOT won't actually see their money until spring anyhow.
Three Rivers, the same outfit that does the parking spaces out here on
No, we did that. We had issues with, well, a lot of people screaming that they wanted that done, and it was not the right time of year to be doing that anyhow. So we did it, and that's what you end up with.
next year we can redo it.
So that's what you end up with when it's not the right time of year to do it.
Yeah, this Community Crossings is a great program that the governor started a few years back, and it's definitely been beneficial for us.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be able to continue.
You guys, this has been awesome.
Yeah, sure
We've
has.
done millions of dollars worth of paving for
I
hundreds
will
of thousands of
report on
dollars.
the
worth
next
of paving.
round at council meeting.
What's that?
I will report on the next round, the round that's up now.
It's
at
council.
meeting.
Will it be the fall, you think?
What's that?
Will it be fall of
No.
2021?
It will, if we're awarded, it'll be June when it goes on.
Yep.
Way to go. Keep
Okay.
rolling, man.
Okay, Les. We're going to talk about the bids we had for the surplus fire truck last week. I think in discussions with whether to auction off or not, I think it became evident to be best just accept the bid for the high bid we had the last meeting. Is there any more discussion about that, or did you guys want to?
I'll make
We need to make a matter of record that Les did contact all the fire departments within the county, and they did say they were not interested in purchasing it at the price of what was the highest bid.
Right.
So we need to make this a matter of record.
I'll make a motion to make that a matter of record.
I'll second.
A motion is second to make that a matter of record. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
I'll make a motion to accept the highest bid from the last meeting.
Which was?
Which was from Blake Baughman, or Boffman, it's Baughman, and it was $4,514 even.
I believe he's a collector from up in the Woodburn area, or no, in the Waterloo. Auburn area, okay, yeah.
He's actually out back waiting.
Oh, he's gonna take her, okay.
Okay, give him the keys.
Okay, there's a
Do we need a
motion by
motion to-
Tyler made the motion to
Okay.
approve
To
that.
sell the fire truck?
Yep.
I'll second.
Got a motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Do we need anything else on that?
When we're done here, I'll just need you to sign a bill of sale. The title's already signed over, we just need him to pay, so
Okay.
we'll do that later.
Okay. Donnie, I don't know who else has been, Jeremy, you guys want to discuss the vac truck? Kevin?
Thank you.
Okay. So I just, what I gave you there was some different quotes from Brown Equipment. How long ago we purchased that truck? A little over a year ago.
And then a year and a half ago, right?
Yeah, we purchased the truck from Brown's, a used one, about a year and a half ago, and it's been sort of nickel and diming us the last 4, 5, 6 months. Currently, it's at Brown Equipment right now, and that service quote is the cost to fix it. We had talked about possibly purchasing a new truck, and they initially offered us $60,000 as a trade-in. So it's potentially only worth $60,000, and it's going to be almost $31,000 to fix.
What did we pay for it initially?
90 something, 93 or 96.
And I think they're, to rent them, I think they're about $4,000 a month.
A week.
A week, sorry, $4,000 a week, yeah, to rent one, so,
$12,000 a month.
buying it for 90 and trading it in for 60, we actually probably did pretty well on that.
Yeah.
And it got used hard.
Yeah, they got used basically daily for that year and a half. So with seeing that quote, and we've probably already spent at least 10, 15, 20,000 in repairs over the last year as well. So to me, that doesn't seem like good money for only $31,000 that a vehicle that only costs that much. So Donnie had been talking with Browns, and Jeremy had been talking with them about different trucks. The second page I got you is a quote for a new 9-yard truck. The current truck we have is 12. And all that. Donnie talked a little bit about this too. He's been using it. But I did want to, that is the cost for a brand new truck with the trade-in. They initially offered $60,000 as a trade-in, but then once we took it back and they realized that much work needed, they dropped the trade-in value to $50,000. So the $383,277 is with the trade-in of the old truck. And if you want to talk about it, they currently have a 9-yard truck now that they've been demoing, but
Yeah, basically the truck's about 5 feet shorter, with a 9-yard. 9-yard doesn't, the 12-yard, the only time we ever filled it was when we were using it most of the time with the water leaks. And you fill it with water more so than you do debris. The new truck has a 4-inch trash pump on the back of it that's capable of pumping off 800 gallons per minute. So as fast as it can suck, it'll suck 800 gallons a minute out of the front. It can discharge it right out the back into a storm manhole. So it can be used as a transfer pump, bypass pump. We'll also be able to use that on a lift station as a bypass pump. If we have a lift station go down, we can temporary bypass pump with that. So it has a lot of neat features that we don't have currently. Different type of actual vac on it. We had a fan unit. This is a rotary unit. It's got better suction.
Actually a lot better for digging,
Yeah, it's designed to hydrovac where our old one wasn't. It's kind of some of what tore ours up.
I'm not trying to create a problem, but because of the amount, you're probably going to have to bid this out unless...
It's on Sourcewell.
that's the state.
That's the state?
the Sourcewell
Okay, good.
contract.
All right, then we don't have to. Okay.
Did you anticipate that quickly?
I was hoping that truck would last to get this initial cleaning done. It's not going to.
So if we were to buy a new one, how long should this last? Because you're going to use it hard.
Yeah, it's a different style vac. They no longer, only one company uses a fan vac anymore. They went to this other style. It's filtered, it's got 2 cyclone filters, and then it's got a micron filters on it too, 2 canister filters. So they do it differently now than what it was. I mean, that was a 03.
Yeah.
Our truck was an 03. They've changed technology since. In 03, they didn't hydrovac with them. That came later, and now they hydrovac with them, and the fans and units just take it.
5 years, 10 years?
Well, I hope it's a 20-year truck for us.
It'll be about 20 years.
Yeah.
What was the warranty? I heard they were talking about it.
There's a lifetime on the water tanks. There's different.
Right.
Got different things that
Yeah,
have
for each
warranty.
accessory is different.
You give us a lifetime on the tank, debris tank. 5 years on the pump. It breaks down different.
Kevin, you got enough money to buy it?
Yeah, and plan on splitting it
Yeah, that was
between the three utilities.
Enterprise
Water
and
uses a
Resource
lot
Software.
for, the digs and clean the storm and sewer, so.
I mean, we're still on this mandate with IDEM, we still have to clean, but we gotta have something. The downtime that we're getting out of ours has been tremendous as far as just hampering our ability to do our job to satisfy IDEM.
Do we have, I know you've been hit this hard, there are personnel changes over the next 10 years. Do other people know how to use this truck?
They'll be trained on it, yeah.
Basically, what our goal was when we bought that is to be able to get through the initial cleaning with these used trucks. So in theory, you're not wearing out a brand new truck. Getting through the initial cleaning to satisfy IDEM and then turn around and find another brand new truck again, if that was the case. They've come a long ways. We took a gamble with this truck, but if you do the math, at $12,000 a month,
Still ahead.
times 18,
You got our money.
it's not real hard to figure out that we got our money. Money's worth out.
Right.
And Brown also is, they have a demo truck down here that they're letting us use at no cost. They are kind of dangling us out there, though, that if we decide to go a different route, they're going to have to back charge us for those months. But,
Of course.
But,
I saw it running around the other day.
yeah.
Yesterday.
But that's currently saving us, $5,000 a week by not having to rent one. Because, the old one that we have is sitting at Brown's and has been for a few years.
The cool part about it too is the last truck didn't have that trash pump on the back of it where you basically were hauling everything wet material to the plant to dispose of it. Now
Instead of right there.
they can
I can
dump
get
the
over
water
the
out
water.
and keep the solids in the truck, put the water right back into the system and continue flushing and get more hours out of the usage on the truck. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And, you got to go to Evansville to find a company that does this.
Portland,
They're out of Portland.
They're out of Portland.
It's Brown equipment.
they have different
Okay.
locations.
Branches.
This is out by the GM plant now, they just moved.
Cool. Yeah, we're going to be doing all this work, I think.
And I think, how is this, what's it all going to be paid out of, or what's your plan?
Water, sewer, and storm. So if you split it up, it'd be $127,759 and some change per utility. I included, they gave us some financing options through U.S. Bank. I'm not really a big fan of that, but I thought I'd give that to you if that's something you'd be interested in. My theory on that is you end up paying an extra $20,000, $30,000 for the same vehicle, so I would not recommend that, but that is an option.
The expenditure from the different utilities is going to impact our ability to meet our bond requirements for the debt service and the reserves.
And that's part of it too. Splitting it up three ways like that, it kind of weakens the blow against each account. But they all three utilities use it.
And you're comfortable with this expense of each account?
Yes, yes.
And department heads are too. Okay.
It's a value. Since we've had it, it'd be hard to not have one.
I agree.
I've
seen it work.
And with the deadlines that we have with IDEM.
Well, if you don't have that, how you run the camera truck and clean out the pipes?
Right. We're spending all this money ahead of not spending millions on the tanks.
Well,
You with it, right, Kerry?
you're also seeing more and more utilities. Okay.
It's not going to make the tanks go away, though, just so you are aware of it. It's going to make it smaller.
Yeah, the tanks are still coming, it's just the size.
With a vac truck, you're seeing more and more utilities buried in the same easements. Those areas are getting smaller. This allows you to safely dig around other utilities.
And this sounds silly, but there's going to come a day that you won't have backhoes and many excavators anymore. You won't be able to dig in right away, unless you're digging in the street.
Yeah, it's getting worse because there's legislation pending right now that's going to make access to right-of-ways readily available to
Contractors?
Yeah, to some of these big companies.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make a motion, if you'd like, Tyler, to let him carry on with the I think this is a good idea to purchase the vac truck.
This vehicle they're quoting would be available mid-April. It's one of them, the unit they have on order.
And I'll leave the finance or whatever up to you guys. I think the mayor can have final signatory on that, I think.
And they're gonna let you use this other one unless they need it or something, right?
Right, if they need to demo it to somebody or something and we're not using it, if we need something, they got several trucks they can switch in and
All
out.
right, well, I'd use this thing as
That's
much as
pretty
you can the
good.
next,
Oh, yeah.
next couple months.
And if they let us use it through April, that's tens and tens of thousands of dollars that we're not spending already.
Okay, I got a motion from Craig.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, thanks. Now we have the TG Concrete's contract for East Monroe Street.
Okay. The Board of Works approved the bid from TG Concrete for the 2nd Street project from, no, this is
East-
Phase 2 for East Monroe
Monroe
Street.
Street.
Sorry, got a lot of contracts. This was approved January 5th, this quote. So he's prepared a contract, which is kind of a template he used in a prior project, which Tim, I think, prepared for him. And so really all it's doing is adding the dollar amount to it. Exhibit A is what Jeremy requested to be done. And then what's from the code book, what is required for sidewalk construction and material. And then his quote of the dollar amount to do that portion of the East Monroe Street, which is $129,920. So we just need to make this a matter of record and authorize Dan to sign. I don't think you signed this, did you? Or did you? No?
Nope.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion and a second to make this a matter of record and me sign it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Does this finish out Monroe then?
This
Out to Pickwick?
Where's this go to,
No,
Johnny?
actually, this is from Aug Street to Belmont Access Building entrance.
Okay, so where they're at now, coming into town all the way to Aug Street. Past
Okay.
the football field and
Okay, and we've already got sidewalk going from there to the east, right?
to Pickway, yes.
Okay. Pretty much completes it then? Or is there more to go?
No, this will take it all the way
To
to
Aug
Oak Street, and you will have quite a little sum of cash left after the project's done.
Okay.
That's budgeted.
Yeah.
And that makes it safe for our school kids to cross the intersection?
I think it's going to be a wider path too, right, along the football field?
Yes.
I remember the discussion on that. I just wanted to see if we had another phase to it, that's
Is
all.
it wider all the way, Jeremy, or was he saying something about...
It's wider, it's about 1.5 feet wider in the original section that he's in now, and then it's about 5 feet wider once it gets to the football stadium all the way to Oak Street.
Okay. You got either one? Have you guys have anything for the
Yes,
Board of Works?
I do.
You do, okay.
Are you doing that WebEx quote somewhere else or council meeting?
Well, the CBTS,
Yeah.
that can be done here. Did they provide you with the
I think they
agreement?
gave you the red-lined,
Pardon?
that red-lined document.
Right. But I don't, did they send that to you then, the one that's a clean version of it or not? Okay. Well, okay. The WebEx program that is, that the park department is looking to put in at Riverside that would give you the ability to hold virtual meetings. The equipment could literally be used elsewhere in other buildings if need be, but it's on a kind of a mobile track that you can move from one room to another in Riverside. There was some concerns that I had about the contract language. I made that known to the contractor in turn made revisions that I've now approved. So the CBTS contract, the master agreement, can be approved, and Dan and Phyllis can be authorized to sign. So just make a motion to that effect, and then we'll get the clean version from them, and then you guys can sign it.
Okay.
So you need a motion for Dan and Phyllis to sign
The CBTS
CBTS
contract related to the WebEx system to be put in at
to
Riverside.
be put in at Riverside. Can it go other places besides
It
Riverside?
can be used elsewhere,
It
as I
is
understand
portable.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You make the motion? Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second to give Phyllis and myself authorization to sign. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
TS.
Webinar.
Yeah. This company is the same company that the court system is using. Mike Brown I talked to at the county, and he said they're a good company, and the county went with them because the state court system used it, and they want a company that's going to be around that can service the software and hardware in the future. It's a big company, and they're going to be around. He said a lot of times what happens, and the county ran into this, they went out and they purchased equipment and software from the cheapest sources, and then those companies were small companies. They no longer exist, so there's no support for the systems that they had. So one of the reasons they went with this company is to avoid that happening in the future.
Okay.
Understand. Was that what you had, or did you have something else?
I have more, sorry.
You have more?
There's someone that's on FMLA still that and one employee wants to donate 5 more 8-hour days to them.
Okay.
I just need Board of Works approval.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
And one more. Board of Works needs to approve Madison Street Plaza for Belmont High School's 2001 prom.
I heard that the other day. That's,
They've already paid their deposit. I just need Board of Works approval to sign, and the fire department, police department's already approved it. And this will be for May 8th from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. They're guessing about 300-ish people there. Depends on ticket sales and restriction of COVID.
Kevin, can you chaperone this?
Sure.
Okay.
And then need the sound system, and they are requesting street closure, so this would have to go in front of council then. Sorry, I didn't see that.
They had on First Street, Madison Street,
Yeah, do they need
and I don't
closed?
understand that. I
On the
talked to
road.
Jenny about the contract, but she never gave me anything about the street closures, and I don't know why she would want to do that, but
Okay. Well, for street closures, then council needs to approve that,
Okay.
sorry.
I wonder if they're just wanting to park on First Street. and
That's what I'm
have a
wondering.
safe place to
it's the
cross.
First Street parking lot, and probably walk across the street. And they're
Yeah,
they're
that
planning on
makes
getting
people-
security too, so we could probably not have to close First Street and let the security make sure the kids are going around. I saw on there, Lenny, that they were going to have 2 officers, so.
Yeah, Trent Busty sent an email out, and I think he had another officer going to deal with him, but he didn't identify, but those slots have been filled.
Okay.
Okay.
So does that mean it has to go through council? I don't mind
Council
either
needs to
way.
approve if it's a street closing.
Okay.
They've always approved it in the past.
So is there a motion to approve that in Board of Works then? Is that?
She said
I
you
don't know
gotta
why,
go
but
council.
we have Board of Works signing under the Department of Public Works to sign on approval of the event.
Well,
I guess I never noticed that before.
yeah, I'd see it. Well,
Or is this supposed to be, maybe this is Jeremy supposed to sign that?
It probably
Have
is.
you
I
seen
think
that,
that's what
Jeremy?
Melissa wrote up that
No,
contract
you haven't?
for
Okay.
Public Works, and it goes
Okay.
through, as you look at the application, it goes through.
just taken it to city council.
Oh, yes, that's just Department of Public Works.
It's it's on the Department of Public Works website.
Do you wanna look at this
Downloads it.
before
I
we
think
approve it?
Melissa might have changed something.
I mean, we don't have to do this
Couple
tonight
years ago.
either, if you want to keep it. And I don't think Les has even seen it.
She needs to get firemen or something to sign it, I think. I
So we'll
didn't get
just
that.
let those two look at it and we can approve it in council if we want to.
Yeah, I'd say it's great. Anything else?
No.
Jessica, are you guys here for the Board of Works or for council? Council, okay. All right. Nothing else from Tim or Phyllis?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.